If you want to remove any homebrew or custom firmware from your PlayStation 3, or if you just want to clean it up and do a factory reset, then this is the video for you. Hi and welcome to Bytes and Bits. The Sony PlayStation 3 is a great console for hacking and messing about with, and indeed just using it as a great games console. But after a while, you may decide that you quite like to put it back to its original state, or perhaps you want to remove your firmware, so either your PS3HEN hack or your custom firmware hack. So in this video, that's what I'm going to show you how to do. So we're going to first of all reinstall the official firmware, and that will then remove our custom firmware hacks or our PS3HEN hacks. Then I'll show you how to clean up your hard drive, get rid of some of the applications, and then if you want to, we'll do a complete factory reset and take the whole thing back to its brand new original state. So let's get started and see how we do that. Now we will need to get a few things ready to be able to reset our PlayStation. So we're going to be using safe mode, and for safe mode we do need an original Sony controller and its mini USB cable. We're going to need to plug that in. Wireless isn't available while we're in safe mode. If you have a third-party controller, I'm afraid Sony does block those from working with this, so you will need to get hold of an original one. We're also going to be downloading some files and preparing a USB drive, so you will need some sort of PC or computer that allows you to do that. And then of course we're going to need an actual USB drive itself, so I'm just going to use this little thumb drive here. But once you've got all of those, then we're ready to go ahead and reset this machine. To reset our PlayStation 3, we're going to want to install the original firmware, so we need to get hold of the latest system software. So we need to download that from the PlayStation.com website, and do make sure that that's where you download from. So you can either search for PS3 System Software Update in Google, and you should get that coming up as the #1 result, or just follow the link. I'll put the link to this in the description of the video. So at the time when I made this, we were at version 4.91. That may be higher than that when you come to reinstall yours. And if we scroll down on this page, you can see there's various situations where we would need to install this manually. And we, of course, are reinstalling our system software after reinitializing our system. So there's some instructions we can expand out here. So basically, we need to download this file. So you can see it's saying here that we just need to right-click on that and then click Save Link As. And that will then download this ps3update.pup file. So if I click Save for that. Now you may find that your browser is not sure what a .pup file is, so you may need to tell it that you actually do want to keep that file and save it onto your computer. But once you've got that downloaded, we then need to go and create an FAT32 formatted USB drive, and we're going to copy that file into a particular folder structure. Now, if you're not sure how to make an FAT32 formatted drive, then please do have a look at my tutorial video on that, and that will take you through the whole process to get one ready for use in your PlayStation 3. So I've got a small 4GB drive prepared here, and we just now need to make sure that we put this file, this update file, in the correct place. So if we look back at the instructions then for what we need to do, we need to create a folder within a folder. So we need to create a root folder called PS3, then a folder called update inside that, and they need to be all capitals, and that's where our file will then go. So we come back across here. So I'm going to create a new folder, and that's going to be PS3. Then if I go inside that folder, another new folder, and that is going to be called update. And then if I go inside that one, and then the file that we downloaded, this ps3 update.pup, that needs to be copied then across into that update folder. So once that's complete, we need to jump on to our console. Now that we're ready to start resetting our console, we need to decide what way we want to do this. So there are a few stages to the reset that will take us through, first of all, just disabling any firmware modifications like PS3HEN or our custom firmware. We can then start cleaning up the hard drive, we can save our existing game save data and so on, and then we can go all the way through to doing a complete full system and data reset. So let's go through each of these steps in turn. Now, if your console has been jailbroken with either PS3HEN or a custom firmware installation, or if you just simply want to update your console to the latest system software, the first step then is to put the original firmware back onto your PS3. Now, there is an option in the cross menu bar in the system settings section to do this, but we're going to be doing it using safe mode. So safe mode will allow us to bypass any update protection that's been added in by your existing firmware and simply allow us to overwrite the console with our freshly downloaded software. So for this, you're going to need an original Sony game controller connected to the console via its mini USB cable. Now, safe mode will only work with genuine controllers. There is a software check built in, so if you don't have access to one, you're not going to be able to easily reset the system this way. Now, there are some workarounds if you've got a hacked machine, but it's quite awkward to do. So if you can, just beg, borrow, or buy a genuine controller. Now, just a quick note before we get started. So after the removing Homebrew step, which is coming next, I do go through some hard disk cleaning to get rid of unwanted apps and files. Now, with hindsight, it would probably have been a great idea to do some of that now. Once we remove Homebrew access, we lose the ability to access the hard drive directly using a file manager. Now, this won't affect the operation of the console, it just means that we can't remove all of the unwanted files left on our hard disk just to save some space. So if you're not going to go on and do a format of your hard drive to completely clean it, then I would advise having a look through now and removing anything that you don't need. So back to our safe mode update process. So with your controller all plugged in and ready to go, we need to first turn off the console by pressing in the power button and keeping it held in until it turns off. Once it turns off, we then need to hold the power button in again and keep it pressed. So we're going to keep it pressed, the system will turn on, it may beep again, and then eventually it will turn itself back off. So just wait for that red light. So once that's turned off, we need to repeat the process. We can hold the button in, the console will power back on again, and what we're waiting for here is a double beep. So once you hear that double beep, the system is now in safe mode, so just release the power button and you should now have a prompt on screen just asking you to confirm you have your controller plugged in. So just press the PlayStation button and we should now be into the safe mode menu. So as you can see, there's a number of useful options in here, but we want to go for the system update, so select that. It will now prompt you to make sure that you've got your USB drive with the system update software plugged in, so make sure that's all connected up and then just press the start and select buttons. So this will set the software checking to make sure that your update file is all okay, and then it will go through a process of preparing itself to install the update. So just let all of that run through. So once that's finished, the PS3 will restart and drop into the system update mode. So here you'll be able to see the software version that it's about to install. So just click the PlayStation button and wait for the console to check the update file again before it drops you into the terms and conditions page. So to read through these, just use the up and down D-pad buttons, but when you're happy, just click the right button to go to the accept terms page. So here you just need to accept that, and then finally confirm that everything is okay with the X button, and then the console will actually start the software update. So just let this run through until the system restarts. When the console reboots, you'll need to confirm your video settings. To just work through these two screens until it eventually then drops you back into the XMB, and you should now be running a stock PlayStation 3. Now, as you can see on mine, the PS3HEN Enable app has gone, and if I come down here and try to run a Homebrew app, it just simply won't work. Now, we can also verify this by going to the Settings section, then System Setting option, and then down to System Information. and it should now be showing you the original firmware version that we've just installed. So that's the system back to the latest original firmware. Any mods have been removed from the firmware, and the console should now work like a normal retail unit. But we've still got all of our old Homebrew apps and additions left on the hard drive. So we can't just go using the XMB and go through and delete them individually. So if you just move to select an application, then press the triangle button to get the options menu, you'll see on there's an option to delete that app. So just select that, and that will then remove the app from your hard drive. Now this will also work for any of your installed games. So here I've got a trial version of Dead Space that was installed onto the hard drive. So again, I highlight it, use the triangle button, and then just go through and delete it. But I've also installed some games through the Multiman Homebrew app, and those of course are just sitting on my hard disk as ISO images. Now without the Homebrew system, I can't actually access them. And of course, I don't have any access to a file manager system that I used to have inside the Multiman Homebrew app, so I can't just go through and delete them separately through that. So I guess I could have deleted them if I had have done that before I removed the Homebrew system, but obviously that would have been too well organised for this video. Now these files won't actually cause any issues with this stock PlayStation, but they're just sitting there taking up hard disk space. So I really have two options. Now option one, of course, is to just leave them there. If I ever then do reinstall the custom firmware, those files will be sitting there ready for me to use them again. Or of course, I can do a complete reset of the hard drive. Now if you remember back in safe mode, we had a number of options, and one of those was to restore the PS3 system. So this option will actually format our hard drive. It will still keep all of our system software files intact, but it will then reset all of the console settings back to their default factory settings. So in effect, we will have our original firmware installed and the rest of the system back to coming out, well, straight as if it was coming out of the box for the first time. Now doing this will of course delete all of our game save data and any of our officially installed games. So do make sure that you want to do this. We can, however, preserve our game saves separately. So if you want to do that, just make sure you still have your USB drive plugged in, as we're going to need somewhere to save them. If you haven't got that drive, again, make sure you have an FAT32 USB drive plugged in. If you then go to the game section on the XMB and then find the save data utility for the PS3 at that option, if you then select that, you'll see a list of all of your game saves. So if we come down and highlight a game, we can then use the triangle button to open its option menu. Now as you can see in there's a number of options, so we can, if we want, we can copy this game save or delete it, or we can go up to this copy multiple option. So let's select this, and then if you go down, you can see that it lists all of the game saves, and each of them has a tick box. So we can tick them individually, select them individually, or we can go across here to the select all option, and that will grab all of our game saves in one go. So if we do that, I can then click on the OK button. The console will now ask me where I want to copy these files to. So I simply select my USB drive and then OK that. And this will then go, and that will then take all of these game save files and keep them on my USB drive. So while we format the hard drive, these will all then be safe. Now, you may know that there is a backup utility in the settings section on the XMB, and this is another option, but that does back up a lot more data than we're looking at here. It really does back up almost all of the data on your hard drive, so it will back up all of your user accounts and your software as well. So if it's actually a clean disk that you're after, then I wouldn't use this backup utility. I would do these game saves, and that will then clean out everything else for you. So if you're now happy that you've got everything that you need to be saved, we can go on now and format that hard drive. So there are really two options for doing this. We've already seen that there is the restore option in the safe mode, but there is actually one in the system settings. So if you come into your settings and system settings, and then if we scroll down here, you'll see that there is a restore PS3 system option here, and this will do exactly the same job. Now, I'm going to use this one in this video. If you find that this option through the XMB does not work for you, then the safe mode does force it to reset everything. So obviously that then is your option. But if we select the Restore PS3 System from here, we come to this warning message about our PlayStation Network connection. So we are going to completely reset our console. If this console has already been activated on your PlayStation Network, you really do need to deactivate it first so that the system doesn't get confused as to what console you're actually using. And you may then lock some of your content to a console that's no longer registered to you. So do make sure you go back and do that if you need to. Otherwise, just highlight the Yes button here and press your X button. And that will then give you two options on how you format your hard drive. So we have a quick and a full format. And there's a message down below there. The quick format doesn't actually clean the surface of the hard drive. It just simply deletes the files from the system. If you are concerned about people being able to restore your data from that, then obviously the full format is the option for you. But if you have a look, you'll see that my 1 terabyte drive here is going to take about 57 hours to do a complete clean. So for me, I'm not so worried about that. The amount of effort and expertise required to reconstruct a hard drive after it's done the quick format is really insane, and people would not be doing that. So I'm just going to go for the quick format here and say yes, that I am happy that it is able to format my drive. And there we can see that this process takes about a minute to run through. So much better than that 57 hours that we were looking for the full format. So once that's complete, we just need to press the X button to confirm, and the system will then restart and reboot, and we should now have a completely clean system. Now, since we've deleted everything, we are now back at the stage where we do need to go through the initial setup. Now, if you are cleaning the system to sell it on to somebody, then of course you can just turn it off here and that is everything done. If you're going to use it yourself, then obviously we have to go through this setup process. So go work your way through setting up your languages and user accounts and so on. And that will then drop us back into our normal PlayStation 3 XMB. So if you had saved any of your games before, we can now restore those. So again, make sure that you have your USB drive plugged in. And then if we go back into our game menu and to our save data utility, if we select that, we have an option there to have a look at what's on our USB device. So if I select that, and you'll see there are the saved games that we copied across from our previous install. So again, I can come in here with the options menu and I can go and copy multiple again. And I can come across and I can go and select all and then OK that. And that will copy them across onto my hard drive. So once that's complete, if I come back out of here and come back out of there, so you'll see that we now have our saved game sitting on our hard drive. So if I plug in my Gran Turismo disc, we should be able to get back to where we were in that game. Now obviously this will involve reinstalling that game back onto our system, but once that's all complete and the game's back up and running, I should find that all my cars and progress are all sitting there ready for me to pick up where I left off. Well, that's our PlayStation 3 fully cleaned with all the custom firmware and Homebrew enablers removed, and it's back running our original firmware. So from here you can really do whatever you want. So my main purpose for this cleaning job was to remove that PS3HEN hack so I can have a play with some custom firmware, and that of course will appear as a new video very soon. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please do make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more gaming, modding and electronics projects. I look forward to seeing you again in another video very soon, and bye for now. For more games programming, electronics projects and retro gaming, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and visit my website.